Welcome back, everybody. So this is my second video of the day. I did some extra crispy French fries not too long ago. That video was already posted. You can check my YouTube channel for that. But today, again, cooking, I have some defrosted, boneless, skinless chicken thighs. And you can definitely do this recipe with boneless, skinless chicken breast. Heck, you could do this with skin on, bone in. The cook time's gonna vary. But I am doing the most beautiful, delicious, glazed, take a look at this, chicken thighs. I am making honey butter glazed chicken thighs. The glaze on this is ridiculous. It's so good. If you like the umami flavor of like a teriyaki chicken, I mean, this is right up your alley. And you can definitely play around with the ratio of the honey to the soy and the butter that goes into this glaze. It's so easy to make and it's so good. It goes great with some steamed rice, which is what we are going to eat it today with. So take a look at that. Is it focused? What's wrong with me? Come on, camera. There we go. So let's get to it. I'm going to show you how I make this. Okay, so to start, I'm going to season my boneless, skinless chicken thighs. I've already trimmed off some fat over here, but before I season it, what I want to do is actually score the exterior, just kind of do like a crosshatch on the thickest part of my thighs, just to sort of make it even, because as you can see on these chicken thighs, one side is really thin and the other side is kind of plump and thick. So I'm just going to score the thicker part. And that'll also, scoring it will also give you nice charring when you, pan sear it. Now what I'm going to do is take this rub that I've created. I know I didn't even rinse my hands. I'm being careful here. I'm going to give it a mix. And basically this is 1 tablespoon of seasoned salt. You could use just maybe, actually it's not a tablespoon, it's 2 teaspoons. So right under a tablespoon. I also have a 1/2 teaspoon of lemon pepper, which was salt-free lemon pepper, a 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. And that's what I'm using to season my chicken with. You definitely can season your chicken with any type of rub that you like. So I'm gonna season on both sides. Okay, so this is seasoned. Once I put them in the pan, I might sprinkle a little more seasoning on it, but let me give my hands a wash and we'll go and pan sear this. Okay, so this is my largest stainless steel pan. I've been preheating it on a medium high heat. So now I'm going to add some grapeseed oil. You could use the cooking oil of your choice, just something that won't burn on you. So now what I'm going to do is place my seasoned chicken thighs right into my pan. Okay, so I had to give my hands a wash. I'm going to let my boneless, skinless chicken thighs cook around 3 to 5 minutes on each side. It depends how thin they are, so just make sure you cook them well on each side. And if you're working with a stainless steel pan, you'll want to make sure, see right now it's stuck. Once it's browned and created sort of like a crust on that side, it'll give easily, it'll come off easily from the pan. So if you try to move it too soon, it'll stick to the stainless steel pan. And also what helps is if you preheat the pan first, then add the cold oil, then add your meat. That also creates sort of a non-stick a situation for your meat. So I'm gonna let this continue cooking and I'll be back when it's ready to turn. Okay, so let's see here. So that came off there, Lucy. Look at that beautiful color. Nice color there. I'm going to give that a flip. Okay, so at this point, I'm about 3 to 5 minutes in on the second side. So what I'm going to do now is cover this. I wanted to make sure I got good browning before I covered it. This lid obviously does not go with this pan, but there we go. So I'm going to let this continue cooking. I'm actually going to lower the heat a little bit. And I'm going to let this continue cooking for another 5 to 7 minutes just to make sure the inside is cooked. But I got a really good golden brown crust on each side. So I will be back when these are cooked through. Okay, so these are definitely done. Okay. First of all, I could eat these chicken thighs just like this. But what I'm going to do today that's going to make them so delicious and special is I am going to glaze them with a honey butter glaze. So let's go ahead and, man, the color on these are just perfect, if I do say so myself. Okay, so I'm going to turn this down. I don't want things to get out of control here, but I'm going to do my glaze, and it's going to go fairly quick. I've got 3 tablespoons of butter right into my pan. This is going to be a honey butter glaze, and it's very simple. The fond from this pan, some honey, some soy, and butter, and I mean, you got an easy glaze going on here. So as the butter melts, I'm going to scrape up the fond, and there is some rendered fat in here. I'm good with that. I'm okay. Now, if there was tons of rendered fat, I might actually remove some of it, but there was only maybe a tablespoon left in there with the fond. All right, butter's kind of foamy. I'm going to go in with 2 tablespoons of soy sauce and 2/3 of a cup of honey. So now I'm going to crank up the heat just a little bit. I'm going to give this a mix. And once everything gets kind of foamy and thick, I'm going to add the chicken right back in here. And that's going to be the glaze, and that's it. But you want to work this in, mix it up together. You know, you could add some minced garlic to this, but I added enough garlic powder in the rub that I used. And it's really all about that honey, soy, and butter. That's pretty much the flavor I really want to be prominent. See how it's starting to get foamy? That's what you want. That's what's going to get that honey and everything kind of thickened. But you want to move it around. It looks like the hottest part of my pan is there, so I'm going to sort of kind of shimmy it over this way. All right. Now we're working. So now that it's foamy, guess what? I'm going right back in with my chicken thighs, and I'm going to coat them on each side. Oops. Get that right in there. Foamy is good. Now, if it were like, oh, look at that. You guys, it smells so good too. The honey and the soy really give things like an umami flavor, which is why I love using it. So I'm going to let this continue foaming and bubbling. It's going to thicken, and I'm just going to keep, actually I'm going to use my spoon at this point. Oh man, I just tasted it. Oh, so good. So I'm just going to keep glazing this in the pan, and I'm going to let this continue foaming and bubbling until it sort of reduces and thickens more. Okay, so it has been around, not really quite 5 minutes. But it's been foaming and bubbling for at least a good 3 to 4 minutes. So I'm actually going to shut the heat off. Hold on here. It's still going to foam because obviously the residual heat from the pan, but once it completely settles and cools, this glaze will definitely thicken, and already, I mean, come on guys, it looks so good. Okay, you guys, so here is my beautifully glazed boneless, skinless chicken thighs. This, I'm telling you, and actually I was left with some extra glaze in the pan. So I think this recipe, after having made it and kind of playing with it, I think instead of 2/3 cup of honey, I would scale back to a 1/2 cup with the 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. I'm just going to finish this with some fresh herbs from the herb garden I have, and it's just a little bit of parsley and chives. You could use scallions and some sesame, but my goodness. This is dinner, and I'm going to serve this over some steamed rice. Okay, so take a look at this. Can you see that? Focus. So this is served with some steamed rice. You can put some of that extra glaze on there, but I'm just going to, you know, it's so tender, you don't really need to cut into it. Ah, it's hot. I gotta do a dance. I'm sorry, I gotta do a dance. It's so good. Gotta rock with it. Lean with it. Shake it. I don't know. Let me stop. But oh man, the glaze. The glaze. Okay, put it away, put it down, let's focus. So kind of like I said earlier, the glaze is great. But I think for the amount of chicken that I used around 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds. It's like right in between. I think scaling back the honey to about a 1/2 cup of honey, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 3 tablespoons of that butter to pick up the fond in the pan would have been. So not that this is bad, trust me, this is going to be gone. But very simple recipe. It's a great recipe if you have some thawed boneless, skinless chicken thighs in the fridge, like I did. So definitely check the description below for, you know, information on this video. Maybe a link to another video that you might like. But the glaze, I mean, I could just glaze the world with that. It's so good. Honey butter glaze. Yes, please. And that glaze is the glaze that I do for my Korean fried chicken sometimes. You guys have requested, I've had a couple of requests for Korean fried chicken with the honey butter fried chicken glaze. That's actually it. That's the glaze. So I will link my Korean fried chicken video. Use this glaze on that video and it's gold. It's good. So I definitely hope you guys give this recipe a try. I hope you like it. This is my second video today. I know I'm wearing the same shirt as my last video, which I will link below as well. But anyways, thanks for watching. Bye.